Oh, hello there, all of you in the shadows, the ones who linger just outside their normal, watching. Yes, you, the one who's been treated like a specimen under a microscope, broken down, picked apart, just waiting for the moment when they discard you as nothing more than an experiment, a failure, a trial gone wrong. You are the ones who have been hidden away, shoved into dark corners, unseen, unheard, unwanted, the ones who were always told that you didn't matter. You're the ones who, every time you tried to rise, felt the weight of their hands, those who pushed you back down. They tried to break you, didn't they? They tried to prove that you were nothing more than an accident, a glitch in their perfect world. They tested you, measured your worth in ways you never asked for, reduced your value to a single experiment, a result, a number. But look at you now. Look at what you've become. You were never meant to be just a specimen to be observed, never meant to fit into their neat little boxes, their sterile categories of success and failure. They underestimated you, and now, as the dust settles and the world around you changes, they see something they never anticipated. The very thing they tried to control, the very thing they thought would fall apart under pressure, has turned into something they can't even begin to comprehend. They once called you an experiment, but now you're the legend they can't destroy. You're the force they can't reckon with. You are the anomaly, the unpredictable variable, the one they failed to see rising from the ashes they created. You remember the moments, don't you? The whispers behind your back, the judgment in their eyes, the cold indifference as they told you that you weren't enough, that you never would be. The world around you was designed to keep you down, to label you, to place you in a cage of expectations that never fit, never made sense. Every time you reached for more, for something beyond what they told you was possible, they pulled you back, forced you to bend to their will. They thought that their control, their scrutiny, their power would break you, that you'd crack under the weight of their demands, their false promises, their expectations. But they couldn't have been more wrong. They underestimated something crucial. They underestimated your ability to endure. They underestimated your will to fight. Now, as the chaos of the world around you churns, as the world they created starts to collapse, you stand tall, unbroken, more powerful than ever. Where they saw an experiment, a mere thing to study and discard, you saw opportunity, strength, and the chance to rise above it all. They never realized that every test they put you through, every challenge they threw in your path, was only adding to your fire. They tried to make you a failure, but all they did was forge you into something greater than they could have ever imagined. Every tear you shed, every time you fell to your knees, only made you stronger. Every time you thought about giving up, something inside of you refused to let you break. You took their judgment and turned it into fuel. You took their rejection and turned it into the foundation for something far beyond their control. They wanted you to break. They wanted you to crumble, to stay down, to be nothing more than a footnote in their world. But that's not who you are. You are not their experiment. You are not their lab rat. You are the culmination of all the pain, the rejection, the failure, and the rise. You are a force that cannot be contained, a being who has learned from every wound and come out the other side stronger, sharper, more determined. They tried to define you, but they couldn't even begin to understand what you were becoming. And now, as you look back, you realize that everything they did, every moment of suffering, every insult, every test, only brought you to this point. This moment where they can no longer control you, no longer predict your next move. Now they watch in horror as you grow, as you thrive, as you become something more than they ever thought possible. They tried to make you small, tried to make you fit their mold, but you're far beyond their comprehension. You are not just an experiment, you are a living, breathing legend, a testament to the strength that comes from being pushed to your limits and beyond. And now, as you stand tall, as the world begins to recognize your power, they can't help but look on in awe and fear. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they could break you. But what they didn't realize is that they were never meant to control you. They were never meant to define your destiny. So let them watch. Let them tremble in the wake of your greatness. Let them wonder how you became what they never expected. They may have once thought they held the power, but now they know the truth. The power was always yours. You were never their experiment. You were always the legend waiting to be born, the one who would rise above their limitations, above their petty labels, and become something they could never control, something they could never destroy. You are the one who turned their doubts into fuel. You are the one who took their rejection and turned it into resilience. You are the one who refused to be broken, who refused to let them dictate your worth. You are the one who turned their predictions of failure into your reality of success. They may have thought they could control you, but you were always destined to break free from their grasp, to become more than they ever imagined. And now, as the world watches you, as they see the legend you become, they know that they made a grave mistake in ever underestimating you. You are the proof that no matter how dark the road, no matter how brutal the struggle, no matter how many times they try to break you, there is always the potential for greatness within you. You are the embodiment of resilience, of strength, of the undying will to push forward, to rise above the obstacles they place in your path. And now, as you stand here, on the precipice of your true power, you know that nothing can stop you. Not their doubts, not their tests, not their predictions of failure. You are the force that cannot be contained, the legend that cannot be erased. The world will remember your name. The world will know that you were never their experiment. You were always the one they could never destroy. You were always the one who would rise above, who would become more than they could ever have imagined. And now, as you look back on the journey that brought you here, you realize that every trial, every test, every setback was all part of the process that made you who you are today. They tried to make you small, they tried to make you insignificant, but you are far from small, you are far from insignificant. You are the living proof that greatness comes from the most unexpected places, from the ones they try to break, from the ones they try to control. They will never understand the force they've unleashed. They will never understand the legend they've helped create. But that's all right, because you don't need their understanding. You don't need their approval. You've proven that you are far beyond their reach. You've proven that nothing, not even their attempts to destroy you, can stop the greatness that lies within you. You were never meant to be their experiment. You were always meant to be the legend that they would never be able to erase. And now, you stand as a living testament to that truth. You are the one who survived. You are the one who thrived. You are the one who became more than they ever thought possible. And they will never be able to take that away from you. No matter how many times they try to tear you down, no matter how many ways they try to diminish your worth, you are invincible now. What they didn't realize, what they couldn't have known, is that every scar you bear is a mark of survival, a testimony to your unwavering spirit. Every setback they threw at you was just another step forward, a ladder leading to heights they never believed you could reach. Every insult, every moment of doubt, every time they called you less than you are, only forged your determination, tempered your resolve, and turned you into something they never saw coming. What they didn't understand is that they gave you exactly what you needed. They gave you the pain. They gave you the rejection. They gave you the struggle. and in return, you turned it into fuel, into fire that burns brighter than they could ever imagine. They thought they could crush you, that their tests would show your limits, that their judgment would define your worth. But what they didn't realize is that there is no limit to your strength. There is no bottom to your will. You are the one who has withstood the storm, the one who has grown, evolved, and adapted. You are not just a survivor, you are a force of nature. The truth is, they were always afraid of what you could become. It wasn't about your failures, it was about the raw potential they saw in you, a potential they couldn't control. The more they tried to break you, the more they tried to limit you, the more they realized they had unleashed something far beyond their comprehension. They may have tried to manipulate the experiment, to control the outcome, but you were never meant to be part of their plan. You were never meant to be a mere subject in their hands. You were always the catalyst for something greater, something they couldn't even begin to predict. And that's why they fear you now, because they see what you've become, and they know deep down that they have no power over you anymore. They tried to mold you, to shape you, but they failed. They tried to make you fit into their neat little boxes, but your form was never meant to fit within the constraints of their expectations. You are the one who broke free from those shackles. You are the one who refused to conform. You are the one who rose from the ashes they thought would consume you. And now, as they watch you soar, as they see you become more than they ever dreamed possible, they are powerless. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? They didn't realize that they couldn't contain your spirit, couldn't keep you within their boundaries. You were never just a test, never just a project. You were always more than that. And now, as you stand here today, they are forced to face the truth. You are the legend they can never destroy. You are the story they will never be able to rewrite, the outcome they could never control. It's a painful realization for them, isn't it? To know that they wasted their time, that all their efforts to break you were in vain. To know that their power, their control, their manipulation has no effect on you. But that's what happens when you awaken your true potential, when you find the strength within yourself to rise, to fight, to survive. Nothing in this world can stop you. Not their tests, not their judgment, not their doubt. You've transcended all of it. Now, as you stand tall in your power, you realize that the journey to this point was never about proving them wrong. It was always about proving something to yourself. It was always about finding that deep, unshakable belief within you that no matter what the world throws at you, you can handle it. You can conquer it. You can rise from it, stronger, more determined, and more relentless than ever before. They thought they were shaping you, testing you, breaking you, but in reality, they were simply sharpening you, refining you, preparing you for the greatness that was always within you. Do you understand that now? Do you see the truth? The truth that you were never meant to be their experiment. You were never meant to be their plaything. You were always meant to be something far greater than they could ever comprehend. They thought they could break you, bend you to their will, mold you into something smaller than you are. But in doing so, they inadvertently helped you find your true self. They helped you uncover the raw, untapped power that was always there, just waiting for the right moment to explode. And now, that moment is here. Now, they can only watch as you stand at the summit of your own power, a force that cannot be denied, a legend that cannot be erased. They tried to strip you of your identity, to label you, to confine you to their limits, but they failed because you are not just a label. You are not just a name. You are not just an experiment. You are a story, a journey, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, and they will never be able to take that away from you. No matter how hard they try, they will watch as you rise higher, as you become more than they ever dreamed possible. They will watch as you rewrite the narrative, as you redefine the story they tried to tell about you. They tried to make you a cautionary tale, but instead, you became an inspiration. They tried to turn you into a failure, but instead, you became the embodiment of success. They tried to limit you, but instead, you became limitless. And now, as you stand at the apex of your greatness, they are left with nothing but their own regret, their own disbelief, their own fear. Fear of what they have created, fear of what you have become, fear of the legend that will live on long after they have faded into nothingness. They may have thought they could control you, but they never truly understood the force they were dealing with. They never understood that you were never just an experiment. You were always the legend they couldn't destroy. And now, as the world watches your rise, as they witness the power that flows from your every move, they will see the truth, that you were always destined for greatness. And nothing, not their tests, not their manipulation, not their doubt, can ever change that. So let them watch. Let them see the legend you've become. Let them see the force that cannot be contained, the power that cannot be broken, because they will never be able to take that away from you. You are beyond their reach, beyond their understanding, beyond their control. You are the living, breathing proof that no matter what they throw at you, no matter how hard they try to destroy you, you will always rise. You will always become more. You will always be the one they could never control. And no matter how hard they try, they will never ever be able to take that away from you. This is not just a statement of defiance. It is a truth that has been earned through blood, sweat, tears, and the relentless pursuit of something more. It is the foundation upon which you now stand, built from the rubble of the expectations they tried to impose on you, from the shattered remnants of their attempts to control and define who you are. They thought they could tear you down, mold you into a version of yourself that fit into their narrow view of the world. But they were wrong, and now you stand here, a living testament to the fact that no one, no matter how powerful, no matter how controlling, can ever take away the essence of who you are. Do you remember those moments? The dark days when you thought you couldn't take another step? When every breath felt like a struggle, every decision weighed you down, and every failure echoed in your mind like an unrelenting reminder of your own inadequacies? Do you remember those times when they doubted you, when they told you that you were nothing but a failed experiment, a glitch, a mistake in their grand design? How they whispered behind your back, how they mocked your every move, how they tried to convince you that you were nothing more than a temporary phase in a world that would ultimately discard you. They wanted you to believe their lies. They wanted you to crumble under the weight of their judgment, to bend to their will, to accept that you would never amount to anything. But here you are, standing taller than ever, stronger than they could have ever predicted, proving them wrong at every turn. What they didn't realize is that every obstacle they placed in your way only strengthened you. Every criticism, every failure, every painful moment of rejection was another layer in the armor that now protects you. They thought they were breaking you, but all they were doing was helping you build the very strength that would make you invincible. They thought they were tearing you apart, but in reality, they were giving you the tools you needed to rebuild yourself, stronger and more resilient than ever before. They underestimated the fire that burned within you, the power that lay dormant, waiting for the right moment to rise. And now, that moment has come. You have become something that they can never undo. You have become a force that will forever echo in the halls of history, a legend that will stand the test of time. No matter how hard they try, no matter how many times they try to rewrite the narrative, they can never take away what you've become. They may try to erase your name from the history books, but they will never be able to erase the impact you've had on the world. They may try to diminish your achievements, to belittle your success, but they will never be able to take away the truth that you are a living legend, a beacon of hope and resilience for those who have been broken, discarded, and forgotten. It's not just about what they've done to you, it's about what you've done with what they gave you. They gave you rejection, and you turned it into determination. They gave you failure, and you turned it into success. They gave you pain, and you turned it into power. They gave you limits, and you shattered them. You didn't need their approval, their validation, or their permission to succeed. You didn't need their recognition, their applause, or their support to rise above. All you needed was the belief that you could do it, the unwavering belief that you were more than the sum of their judgments, more than the labels they tried to impose on you. This is not just a statement of defiance. It is a truth that has been earned through blood, sweat, tears, and the relentless pursuit of something more. It is the foundation upon which you now stand, built from the rubble of the expectations they tried to impose on you, from the shattered remnants of their attempts to control and define who you are. They thought they could tear you down, mold you into a version of yourself that fit into their narrow view of the world. But they were wrong, and now you stand here, a living testament to the fact that no one, no matter how powerful, no matter how controlling, can ever take away the essence of who you are. And now, look at what you've become. You are the proof that they were wrong. You are the proof that no matter how hard they try, no matter how much they attempt to hold you down, you will always rise. You will always rise because you are not defined by their opinions, by their expectations, or by their limitations. You are defined by your own strength, your own will, and your own refusal to be controlled. But that's the thing, isn't it? That's what they could never understand. They could never understand the depth of your spirit, the fire that burns inside of you. They couldn't understand that no matter how much they tried to strip you of everything, you would always have one thing left: yourself. They thought they could take your confidence, your pride, your will to succeed, but they were wrong. Because all of those things came from within you, and no matter how hard they tried to break you, they could never touch the core of who you are. And now, as you stand at the pinnacle of your journey, looking back on the road that brought you here, you can see it so clearly. You see the struggle, the pain, the sacrifices, the moments when you wanted to quit, when the world seemed like it was closing in on you. You see the darkness you had to navigate through, the demons you had to fight, the fears you had to confront, and you realized that it was all worth it, because in the end, it was all of those moments that made you who you are today. Every failure was a lesson. Every setback was an opportunity. Every time they tried to tear you down, you learned how to build yourself back up stronger, smarter, and more determined. What they didn't know, what they could never understand, is that their attempts to break you only made you more dangerous. They thought they were controlling the narrative, but they didn't realize that the story was always in your hands. They thought they could keep you down, but what they didn't realize is that you were never meant to stay down. You were never meant to be controlled, never meant to be confined to their limited views of what you should be. You were always meant for something greater, something far beyond their understanding. And now, as the world watches you, as they see the legend you've become, they understand just how wrong they were. But here's the thing about legends. They don't need validation. They don't need to prove themselves to anyone. The legend is self-sustaining, self-creating, and self-defining. The legend stands on its own, without the need for external approval, without the need for recognition. And that's what you are now. You are the legend they can't destroy. You are the story that will live on long after they've been forgotten. You are the one who has risen above the darkness, who has overcome the impossible, and who has proven that no matter what the world throws at you, you will always find a way to rise. And now, as you stand here, you realize that the journey doesn't end here. The legend is still unfolding. The story is still being written. You are still growing, still evolving, still becoming more than you ever thought possible. The road ahead is still full of challenges, but now you know that you are ready for anything. Because no matter what comes your way, you know that you are unstoppable. You know that they will never be able to take away the strength, the power, the legend that you've become. So let them watch. Let them try to rewrite the narrative. Let them try to diminish your accomplishments. Let them try to erase your name from the history books. They can try all they want, but they will never be able to take away what you've become. You are the one who has risen from the ashes. You are the one who has turned rejection into success. You are the one who has become a legend. And no matter how hard they try, they will never, ever be able to take that away from you. Your name will live on long after their voices have fallen silent. Your legacy will echo through the ages, a testament to the power of resilience, the strength of the human spirit, and the unwavering belief that no one, no matter how powerful, can ever take away the greatness that lies within you. You are the legend they can't destroy, and that's something no one will ever be able to take away from you. In the end, remember this: they thought they could control you, break you, or erase you, but all they did was unknowingly fuel the fire within you. You are not just a survivor. You are a living legend, forged in the trials they thought would destroy you. Your strength, your power, and your story are untouchable, and no matter how hard they try, they will never be able to take that away from you. The world will see your rise, your triumph, and your legacy, unshakable and eternal. You are the legend they can't destroy, and that truth will live forever.